So this is the crazy part about the squad, the fraud squad. Here's the crazy part. We're just asking them to do what they were advocating for on December 2nd. On December 2nd, Ocasio-Cortez tweeted out, the thing that critics of activists don't get is that they tried playing the polite language policy game, and all it did was make them easier to ignore. She said that. So I stopped playing the polite language policy game, and I guess what? They couldn't ignore me. It wasn't until they made folks uncomfortable that there was traction to do anything, even if it wasn't their full demands. That's on December 2nd of last year. December 2nd. That's just a month ago she said this. The thing that critics of activists don't get. So she's a critic of me right now. She's a critic of my activism, and I'm going to show you. Is that they tried playing the polite language policy game, and all it did was make them easier to ignore. It wasn't until they made folks uncomfortable that there was any traction to do anything, even if it wasn't their full demands. That's what we just did. We made her uncomfortable and the squad. They had to address us. They went to The Intercept. They did a softball interview. She went online. Justin Jackson cleaned her clock. Justin Jackson, a better journalist than Jeremy Scahill at The Intercept. Justin Jackson cleaned her clock. We made them so uncomfortable. Well, she also tweeted out on December 2nd, the whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. Activists take that discomfort with the status quo and advocate for concrete policy changes. Popular support often starts small and grows. To folks who complain protest demands make others uncomfortable, that's the point. So if you're telling me to be nicer to the squad, fuck you. You can go. Fuck off. Because you're a child. That's wrong. That is not how politics works, and you know it. You know it. Nobody thinks you should be nicer to politicians to get them to do what you want. No one thinks that. But people are saying that. That's nuts. The whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. Activists take that discomfort with the status quo and advocate for concrete policy changes. Popular support often starts small and grows. To folks who complain protest demands make others uncomfortable. That's the point. And here she is coming at me. Right at me. She says, and to be 100% honest, which is a sure sign what's coming next is a lie. Whenever someone said, and to be 100% honest, why do you have to say that? Because you're lying. And she also went out of her way to put an emoji in there, which is an extra sign that she's lying. Now, some people give them the benefit of the doubt, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You don't give a politician the benefit of the doubt when it's clear they're lying and they're going against their own campaign promises. And if you continue to give them the benefit of the doubt, you're failing as a journalist. That's a fail. You get journalism 101, don't give politicians the benefit of the doubt. Especially as they got caught lying and gaslighting. How about some criticism of all her lies and gaslighting? Why are you pretending like that AOC she just doesn't know what's going on? They're just making honest mistakes. They're not making honest mistakes. This is them coordinated, not coordinating. On purpose, not having a strategy. On purpose. They didn't get anything in a negotiation or else they would have fucking told you. So here she is coming at me, and this is egregious. She says, and to be 100% honest, it was hard during this to be targeted and marred as some sellout enemy of the people over a late tactical disagreement over one floor vote. So you see, she's trying to diminish it, but what she's doing is admitting is, hey, Jimmy Dore, my strategy of making us uncomfortable and stop playing the polite game worked on me. It worked on her. It was hard on her. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard on her. It's supposed to be. Also a bummer to see figures excuse comments like F her and F anyone who protects her. That's not tone, that's violence. Okay, when you were screaming motherfucker in a park at Donald Trump and getting people to say, you thought that was okay? I said, stunning here, AOC explicitly telling us to stop being polite, but when activists take her advice and make our elected servants uncomfortable, she falsely accuses us of committing violence against her. FYI, you are not the victim. People without health care are the victim. And you know how I know she's making that up, that she's offended by swear words and all that stuff? And you could see what she's doing. It's all over this is all dishonest. So if you do a story about her and what happened, you should tell everybody how dishonest she's been for 2 weeks straight. And if you don't, you're running cover for her. And I see it. How do you not report all the lies she told Justin Jackson? How do you not report this? How do you not report that she's telling people who are taking her advice, she's now underhandedly, in the most smarmy, underhanded way, trying to get them accused of doing violence? And Ben Spiegelman called her out on that. Ocasio-Cortez jabs GOP's full outrage over Congresswoman's profane impeachment mark. So they're saying, impeach the motherfucker, Donald Trump. And the GOP pretended to be outraged, and AOC called them out. Nobody gets offended by swear words, she said. Well, but this and that. But now she is. And now she says this: we cannot feign ignorance at the consequences of broadcasting volatile statements to a wide audience. It is not just words. When it's widely known, this translates to threats and acts. Are you fucking kidding? Telling her to go fuck off is not just words. Do you see this? Is this Debbie Wasserman Schultz writing this, or is this a progressive who wanted to make everyone uncomfortable? Is this someone who said to stop driving, drop the polite policy language and make people uncomfortable? No, that's not the same person. That was a month ago. This is from frickin' yesterday. That's just a month ago she wrote those two things. She wrote, you got to fucking make people uncomfortable. You got to stop talking politely. A month later, she says, we cannot feign ignorance at the consequences of broadcasting volatile statements. Holy shit. When you yell F protecting her about a person under known physical threat, what message? Everyone knows when I said stop protecting her, I mean politically. Stop running cover for her, and everyone knows that. And now she's doing, this is exactly what politicians do. She's revealing that she's a con artist. And maybe it'll take other people a year to figure this out, like it took them that long with Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the biggest con artist we ever had. This is a con artist. That's a con. By the way, she deleted that tweet.
Oh, why would that be?
By the way, she deleted that tweet. She deleted that tweet. So somebody in her office was like, you better cut this shit out. Even Ben Spielberg went on Jimmy Dore show and said that's crazy. If you vote for Nancy, there is no damage control that will save your name after that. I think you know that part, and you're doing everything you can to avoid it, while still stabbing the rest of us in the back. You must know that won't work. Only one thing will: no vote. That's Rick Overton. I'll read it again because it's amazing. If you vote for Nancy, there is no damage control that will save your name after that. I think you know that part, and you're doing everything you can to avoid it, while still stabbing the rest of us in the back. You must know that won't work. Only one thing will: no vote. So now after AOC said I voted for her because of $15 minimum wage, that was her first thing. And then it was because they're getting committee assignments. And then she got kicked off her committee and a blue dog got it. And then she said it was for pay-go. And then it's all these different ridiculous reasons, none of them real. And then after she voted for Nancy Pelosi, here's what she actually said why she did it. She said, in a time when the Republican Party is attempting an electoral coup and trying to overturn the results of our election, this is not just about being united as a party. It's about being united as people who have basic respect for the rule of law. She went from telling you to stop using polite language and make people uncomfortable to telling you to respect the rule of law. She went from MLK to Nixon in 30 days. That's amazing. That's right-wing talk. You got to first of all, she's still using Trump. The whole point was we got to elect Joe Biden, then we can move him left. She's saying I'm still doing horrible shit because of Donald Trump. Because of Donald Trump. I still have to vote for Nancy. So now, after everything she told Justin Jackson, everything she told Jeremy Scahill, who doesn't know how to ask a follow-up question, after all of that, after everything, the pay-go, all the bullshit interference run by Ryan Grimm from The Intercept, it's a real sweet deal they have over at The Intercept. It's a real nice grift. Even after all that garbage, the real reason why she voted for her was because of Trump. And the rule of law. Hey, you guys do remember that pushing for a House vote on Medicare for All was also AOC's position less than a year ago, right? You want to see it?
What the Bronx and Queens needs is Medicare for all. We can do it now. It takes political courage. Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party. That is our job. It's great that
we brought the ruckus, and she called it violence.
It's great that everyone thinks these issues are important. We need to make them urgent. This country has only ever changed for the better by groups of people that were willing to put everything on the line for a better future.
She's not even willing to withhold her vote from Nancy Pelosi. Willing to put everything on the line. She didn't put nothing on the line.
We got the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement. That's how we got the labor movement, queer rights and marriage equality. It didn't happen by people playing it safe. We have to give it all we got. Don't people realize that the most powerful position you can be in is when you are not materially attached to a position of power? If you're a one-term Congress member, so what? You can make 10 years worth of change in one term if you're not afraid. The Democratic Party does not do more unless it is pushed. So we need to push them. And they don't like it. I think I annoy them, but but that is our job. That's our job. All of Washington is not incentivized, on the whole, not incentivized to work in actually expediting guaranteed healthcare in the United States. Now, does that mean it's not going to happen? Absolutely not, because mass movement organizing can force it to happen. Force it to happen. Do not trust any political party to automatically work in your interest.
I call on everybody in independent media to join this mission.
Force it to happen.
Force the Congress to show which side are they really on. No vote for Nancy Pelosi unless Medicare for All is put on the House floor for a vote.
Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party.
On the eve of the 117th Congress, I want to thank the Bronx and Queens for entrusting me with the sacred responsibility of advancing a better world in the House, and recognize the relentless work and dedication of the organizers who made this day happen. Remember, you are the answer. No, you are the answer. We elected you. I can't vote for Nancy Pelosi. I can't withhold my vote. I can't make a demand on Nancy Pelosi. You can. What kind of claptrap is that? And this is what her constituents said. Please force the vote. You've done such a great job fighting for us, and I know you will continue to do so, but this is extremely important tomorrow. Please force the vote. She's not doing it. She didn't do it. Force the vote. Take action. Don't give us lip service. It's disheartening for the people when they put a lot of work and energy into elevating someone from their own ranks, someone who claims to be okay with being a one-termer who then loses her fight and won't. Force the vote. You're better than this, AOC. We're the answer? Great, because we're outside your office right now demanding you force the vote. We elected you, and now you are the answer. We can't get the things we desperately need, like Medicare for All, if you don't do what we elected you to do, fight hard, no matter what. If you vote for Nancy Pelosi and not even demand anything for that vote, you are not the answer, and you betrayed the people. They betrayed us. The Justice Democrats, the squad, they betrayed us. Does the Bronx have Medicare for all? Please force the vote. The squad can't do this. There are only 4 people. The squad can't do this. There are only 6 people. The squad can't do this. There are only 12 people. The squad can't do this. There are only 30 people. The excuse will always be the same, and people will keep dying. The only reason anything happened was because I created a spectacle. I did exactly what AOC said. Stop speaking polite and start making people uncomfortable. Cause a ruckus. We caused a ruckus, and AOC said we were committing violence. And Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks attacked us, and The Intercept ran interference for them. So it's a great clarifying moment on the left, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
Great clarifying moment. Now you know voting for Democrats inside a counter-revolutionary pro-war corporate party is a fool's errand, and it's a failed experiment. Time for a people's party. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.